What's up everyone and welcome back to another video. So in this video, I will be obtaining all the fairy tale units within 24 hours in the new Anime Rangers X update. But before we start, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. That'll help me a lot for making more contents like this. So enough yapping and let's get this grinding started. So first, we will be grinding portals in adventure game mode. As you can see, we can also get Jellal, aka Celestial Mage. Alright, now we are in the game. The units I'm currently using in this game mode are the current best DPS units, which is Boris and Sung Jin Woo, along with the good supports, which is Griffin Light, Ant King, and Skeleton Knight. This game mode is actually pretty easy to grind as long as you have a decent units. The enemies in this game mode are pretty weak, so you don't have to worry about getting meta units to win this game mode. This is going to be a pretty long grind, so I'll be back once we get enough portals. So we got 32 adventure portals so far and a decent amount on my alt account too. In this portal, you can get Natsu, Lucy, Erza, and Zeref from the Fairy Tale anime series. Alright, so let's start grinding the adventure portals. Now we are in the adventure portal. I recommend using meta units in this mode or have someone team up with you, because the boss in this mode is pretty tanky, but not as strong and tanky as Boris in Fall Game mode. So as you can see, the boss is pretty tanky. That's why you need at least someone to carry you or have a meta unit to win this portal. So I'll be back once I get all the Fairy Tale units. Alright, so after a whole day of grinding, we finally got all the Fairy Tale units in this update. Also, I've given them traits, and I also made all their stats to O+. Now let's test them out in the actual game. Alright, so I'll be showing you each unit passive so you can decide if you'll grind for them or not. First is Natsu, the power of friendship. When an ally unit dies in this unit's range, enter Rage mode gaining plus 300% ability damage for one ability attack, 30 seconds cooldown. Fire Eater. This unit inflicts all enemies in his range with burn for 200% of his damage every second for 5 seconds. After being placed on the field for more than 30 seconds, this unit will instead burn for 400%. Lead Dragon Hunter. Units grants himself and allied Fairy Tale units in range different buffs based on how many Fairy Tale units are in range. 1 unit 15% HP, 2 units 10% range, 3 units 10% ability cooldown, and 20% ability damage. Next is Lucy. Stellar Resonance. Upon a successful attack, gain 1 stellar charge. Maximum of 5 every 10 seconds. While at 5 charges, basic attacks have a 10% chance to attack twice. Celestial Flow. Basic attacks generate 5 celestial energy. Upon reaching 100 celestial energy, her next ability becomes empowered, increasing damage by 100% and applying Starlight Mark to hit enemies. Starlight Mark. Take plus 15% damage, increase SPA by 25%, and decrease damage by 50% for 15 seconds. If marked enemy dies, refund 50 celestial energy. Zodiac Infusion. Every 30 seconds, select a random Zodiac Spirit Astral Dress, each granting a unique buff. Aquarius 15% heal to everyone in range per switch. Aries plus 20% damage for 10 seconds self-only. Gemini plus 50% ability damage on the next ability self-only. Capricorn minus 15% SPA and plus 15% critical chance while in this form self-only. Scorpio plus 10% critical damage to everyone in range while in this form. Leo plus 30% to core stats, health, damage, range, and speed to everyone in range while in this form. Next is Erza Scarlet. Dragon Slayer Seal. After a successful ability, this unit's next attack increases damage taken by enemies with bleed by plus 10% for 10 seconds with 40 seconds cooldown. Sword Magic. This unit's attacks alternate in sequence. First attack applies bleed and deals 50% damage. Second attack deals 100% damage. Third attack deals 80% damage and hits all enemies within this unit's range. Fourth attack deals 60% damage, but if the enemy is inflicted with bleed, instead deals 110% damage. Fifth attack deals 50% damage and immediately triggers this unit's ability. Next is Jellal. Magic Seal Reversal, currently work in progress. Heavenly Body Magic. Permanently increase this unit's damage by 77%. All attacks have a 40% chance to apply Starlight Burn, dealing 7% of these units' total damage as damage over time for 10 seconds. Each tick increases Starlight Burn damage by plus 5%, stacking up to 57%. When Starlight Burn reaches 10 seconds, the enemy explodes in a small radius, dealing 115% of this unit's total damage. Every time Starlight Burn is applied, the enemy's accuracy is reduced by 25%. Each damage over time tick has a 10% chance to apply Stardust. Stardust. Enemies inflicted with Stardust have their accuracy reduced by 40% and are slowed by 35% for 7 seconds. They explode in a medium AoE around the unit. Enemies hit by explosion are inflicted with Stardust, again applying the same effects. 30 seconds cooldown. Finally, Zeref. Ultimate Dark Arts. Swap to next form, Cursed Immortal, Tartaros, Avatar of Time. 15 seconds cooldown. Cursed Immortal form. Plus 10% to all stats. Enemies hit gain Decay plus 1 stack. At 20 stacks or when stacks drop to 0, convert Decay Overload. Cannot gain Decay. Decay per stack. Minus 1% speed plus 1% damage taken from Zeref. Loses 1 stack every 5 seconds. Duration does not extend. Decay Overload every 5 seconds, minus 1% damage, plus 1% SPA, 1% range, max 15 stacks. Tartaros form, plus 20% health and range. Zeref cannot lose more than 30% HP from single hit up to 4 times per life, and inflicts negation on the attacker, plus 50% SPA and ability cooldown for 10 seconds. Then Zeref heals for 5% of enemy damage. No overheal. Non-Zeref buff cure heals on Zeref are nullified while in this form. Aura plus 5% to all stats per unholy, demonic, unbound ally in range, maximum of 25%. Avatar of Time form, minus 10%, damage, chart critical, ability damage, minus 15%, SPA, ability cooldown. If an ally in range deals more damage than Zeref, Zeref's next attack copies that damage with plus 25% damage, 20 seconds cooldown, then permanently steal 5% from of that dealt damage as a flat bonus to his own attacks. Max 5 stacks persist across forms or death. So we managed to finish the adventure portal with Fairy Tail units in 4 minutes 33 seconds with times 3 speed. Alright, that's it for this video. If you're still watching until the end, please hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. Also, comment down below if you think the Fairy Tail units are worth it to be grind or not. That's all. See ya!